Okay. Welcome back to the stream, and welcome back once again to Adventures in Game Dev. The music you're listening to is, as per usual, from StreamBeats. This is the chiptune playlist. Alright, so let's get back into it, shall we? So, a bit of context for what I'm going to be doing today. I, first, have still not finished the resolution stuff. I keep getting sidetracked by other things. I really need to just constantly figure out what the best way to do that is. What is this email? Alright, so I had a sudden realization, and I think I know what the problem is with this script. So, when you're looking at a sprite, or rather, when you're dealing with a sprite collision, right? What normally happens is the sprite hits the thing, and it'll bounce off and do whatever math, right? Now, where do you think that code is running from? Because I think it's actually running from the center of this box. It's running from the origin point of the object, which in this case would be the ball. It's a 64 by 64 object, right? And that's the origin point right there. So when it's running 4 pixels out, it's going 4 pixels like this way. Which is why I think the collision math wasn't working properly. Whatever was going on there, it wasn't actually hitting the collision properly. It was freezing in place, which is why it only bounced off when the paddle would come through and actually get close enough to be red. So, now the trick is, gotta find where the point of collision is. Which is a problem, because there's a lot of places it could be. In fact, you'd probably say it's 256. There's 256 possible pixels it could be where the collision is going to occur. Because it's 64 by 64, so 64 here, 64 here, 64 here, 64 here. I don't really care about any collisions that happen to be clipping into the box. Those don't matter. It's only the collisions around the outside where this black area is. That's what I want to keep track of. So, I was conferring with my GameMaker Studio 2 expert about what would be the best way to do that. And there was a couple ideas we came up with. For example, I could use a, what was it? It's collision circle. I could do collision circle sort of radiating out from the center of the object until it hits a point of collision with the object I'm talking about. At which point it'll do a loop of collision pointers that'll loop all around, and then it'll like go, okay, this one's here, that's blah blah, find what the collision point is, and then do math from there to figure out. Basically, I need to find this before I do anything else. So that's one option. But another option, okay, hold on, let me actually pull up the conversation, because there's a couple of these. So that's one option. The one that I think is probably the best one, though, and this is the one that he was using, is creating a 1 pixel object. So let's create a new object here. Create object. And we're going to call this object collider. that's all this thing's gonna do. It's not gonna be visible. It's not gonna be persistent. But it's going to exist. I should probably give it a collision sprite. So let's create a sprite. Sprite for this. Because I really don't know how this is going to work. So let's create a new sprite. Sprite collider. Alright. So we're going to make it 1. Image. Let's make this nice bright yellow. Let's make it bright red or something. There you go. That's the collider sprite. It's just going to be a 1 pixel box. Origin, middle center. I guess there isn't really a middle center for this, is there? It's kind of only the middle center. So this part doesn't really matter either. Anyway, Sprite Collider is set. Same as Sprite. There we go. So we created an object called the Collider object. And what is going to happen here is on collision. No, that's not it. On a collision, the ball instead now. Hold on, I'm going to close up those things. So let's close up those two, and that can stay for now for the moment. So object collider, object ball. Okay, so on collision with a paddle, what's going to happen is the ball is going to... Actually, I probably should make this into a script by itself. Or not a script, but a function by itself. So let's make a new script here, just so I can have it sort of generally useful. Collision. I can leave these two for the time being. Execute code. So we're going to call this a function called collision point. Contact. Let's go with that. So what I want this to do is, on collision, it is going to spawn in a number of these collision objects. It's just going to create a whole batch of them in a circle all around the colliding object. So in the case of the ball, like, let me take these here. So for example here, you got the ball right here, right? It hits the paddle. It's going to spawn a bunch of these collision points all around it in a circle. And then it's going to schlorp all of those to itself. It's going to just create a whole bunch of these things all around it that just stick to it right at the surface. And that's going to be using a function called... hold on a second. What was the function called again? It was collision... No, it was move outside, right? Or move contact. So move contact all. And And that sets it to direction and max distance. So, we just can move contact all. There's 2. Move contact all. Direction to move in. Maximum distance the object can travel. So basically what move contact all does is it takes the object it's flying to, which in this case would be the ball, or the collider objects, and it'll move them in the specified direction until it hits a contact point. Now, I want to probably change this a little bit, so instead of doing move contact all, I want to be able to choose move contact specific. Because I want to make sure I get the ball as opposed to anything else, right? So move contact solid. There's another thing here called place meeting. Okay, so we're gonna place meeting. So you check for the position of a collision with another instance or all instances of an object using the collision mask with the instance that runs the code for the check. When you use this, we're effectively asking GameMaker to move the instance to the new position, check for a collision, move back and tell you if a collision was found or not. So work for precise collisions, but only if both the instance and the object being checked have the precise collision mask selected, otherwise only bounding box collisions are applied. This function also accepts the special keywords of all and other. Okay, so place meeting X, Y, and all. Above code will check the instance for a collision. If there is none, then we'll move down to there is or until 2,000 pixels up. Okay, so what I gotta do here, I guess, is things out of position, because if I do this, if I do this as is, because there's a paddle right here, these ones will actually be slurped directly into the paddle instead of hitting the ball, which is not what I want at all. I want them to stick to the thing. So in that case, I need to get rid of the paddle for, you know, the time it takes to get these things slurped to the box, to the ball. Move the paddle back into position. Move the paddle back into position, and then determine which of these is overlapping with the paddle to get my point of contact. I think that's the best way to go about it. So, what I want to do here first thing I want to do, God, this is a lot of work I'm doing for really not much gain. First thing I want to do right here is this function is going to be used for, let's just write a note right here. Function to be run on obj collider when trying to find point of contact. So basically all that's going to do is just, this is going to take care of the part where it actually moves it to the thing I want. So function, collision contact, I need to add 2 things. I need to add, obj contact target object and target direction. Well, no, I just need target object, really. So, what I'm doing there, right, is point direct, or no, I want to get oh, right. It would probably be, point direction would be point direction, and then it's x1, y1, so self.x, comma, self.y, comma, and then target, get.x, and this is always going to be applying to the ball in this case. I could theoretically use it on the paddles and whatnot, but it's not worth it. Okay, so that's that. Go. Okay, so that should move it into position. Just gonna double check that. Rush move in. So, does that. That's function collision contact. Right, now, after that, so what this did right here is this basically just slurped it right up to... This slurped it right up to the ball, right? Okay, so let's go to object collider here. This is gonna be a mess. Okay, so on create, we are going to function call. Okay, you know what? Hold on, I gotta do a variable thing here right now. So it's all add. Check something here. Is there a way to spawn instance with variable? How to pass arguments from create instance. Okay. Object will come with certain variables already initialized with default values. These variables are called instance variables. Created for every instance you place of the object in the game room. These instances create variables unique to that instance, only an instance. So I guess maybe... If I go to instance create, apparently that also does something. So if I go to instant create, with, okay, interesting. Okay, so I need to figure out, Yes. Target is set to 0. So we want to do function, call function. contact target object. Argument is going to be target. So the ball would then create on contact a paddle. Close out for the time being. Let's just create layer. Let's go game. Actually, I don't remember what the layers are called in the room. Okay, this is create game. Okay, so let's just do X, Y, game, collider. With target is equal to self. Oh, right. With there we go. So var inst creates that instance create layer xy game object collider. I don't remember if that's actually the correct layer. Yes, that's the correct layer. Okay. With inst target is self, and I'm pretty sure the self variable is going to be like its own instance, right? Self, the instance struct, which is executing the current block of code. Self keyword is not a shortcut for the actual ID of an instance or struct and should only be used in the context explained above. You need the ID value, instance you need to use self.id. Okay, that's it. There we go. So because this is running the code, that'll give self.id, which is the ID of ball, to the function call here for collision. Now because that's set, so here's the trick. That's only creating one of those right now. I need to make many. So we're gonna create a new... How do I do this? Okay, so the X and Y is the thing that needs to be changed around here. So, actually, I might need to make another script for this. Or another function here, I should say. Okay, so we're gonna make a new one here. So, what are the things I need? I need number to spawn. I need to get spawning. Well, that doesn't matter, does it? Distance to spawn from origin. Okay, so I need the distance. Okay, so when I'm spawning, like, let's say I'm spawning 4 of these things, right? I need to have them outside of the square, so they actually slurp to the outsides instead of being stuck on the insides. Distance. I need to set the number of them, which is going to be like sort of the, I guess you can call it the resolution. Doesn't really matter. And I need to figure, okay, so I need to do that. This should spawn to origin. So those are actually the two main things we need to do. So let's do function, collider, number, that's all I need, actually. I just need to know how many I'm going to be spawning. The rest of it theoretically should just be contained in the function. Okay, so, I believe the first part is going to be 360 divided by number. And it's going to be angle. var angle is going to be 360 divided by the number, which will give me the number of degrees between each of those things. Okay, so for var x equals 0, v equals 0. Angle. No. 1. V is less than number. I'm pretty sure I had that context. I think I had that written wrong. It's been a minute since I did 4. That's not it. Okay, I've got 4 loops written elsewhere. Where am I? Var a is equal to 0, a, okay, that's what it was. It was that direction. There we go. Okay, so so V starts at 0, which means the first angle is going to be okay, right, I also need to get distance. Our distance is equal to what is the get size of sprite. So it's sprite get width, sprite get height. Or maybe it would be inst width and inst height? Ah, bounding box. Okay, hold on a moment. I'll be right back. Okay, let's see here. So, distance. Basically, I want to get, I want to get it as far out of the box as possible. So I want to get it to the top left corner of the bounding box. If I did that, which would be bounding box. What does bounding box left and right actually give me? B box left returns sprite has a precise clue amount of bounding boxes exists in each certain things. Okay, so bounding box left returns the position of the left-hand bounding box. So I can actually get no. Width is B-box right. B-box left. Height is B-box bottom minus B-box top. So now that means that the distance that I want to work with here should be square root of width squared plus height squared. Because it's Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Would that be... that's the entire width, isn't it? And the entire height. So that'd actually be the diagonal for the entire square. That would be 2. There we go. Okay, there we go. So, now, the distance has been set. That is, technically speaking, the maximum radius. The ones at the corners will just be slurped on immediately, and the rest of them can go do whatever they want, really. Okay, Right. So, next one. We have the number, and we have the distance to put it at. So, for variable, as we're counting up for each contact point, effectively, right? So, as we work for each contact point from 0 to 4, let's say. It's going to go 0, 1, 2, 3. As long as it's less than the 4 I have. It'll go up by 1. Then what? So it'll spawn in... Okay, so it'd be... I have to pull the thing from here, don't I? So before that, var inst is instance create layer XY game object collider. Now that's creating it at a specific point. XY is a specific point. So what I actually want to do is get a point from a radial direction and radius. I have the radius here. I have the angle there. I just need to get where that point actually comes out. So, that is going to be some more math. Point X, Y. Okay, let me just see. Can I get a point? Because this actually probably might turn out to be an array. So, get point from angle and distance gain to your 2. Point distance is x1, y1, x2, y2. That's not what I want. I want the actual. I actually want the opposite of that. How can I get a point in a certain direction, a certain distance? Length, deer, X, and Y. Okay, so the length, deer. Dist. Angle. Okay, let me just double check that length dir is the one I want. Dir Y and X. Yes. Function can be used to get the exponent of position len pixels from the starting point in direction dir. So that's exactly what I want. So the angle times b. Because I don't need... The distance is the same. It's going to be a circle all the way around. V is going to go from 0, 1, 2, 3. Which means it'll go 0, 90, 180, 270. So that should do it, and it means like if I do 8, for example, it'll go 45, 90, 135, 180, 225, 270, 315. So that'll loop all the way around in the circle. That'll give me my omnidirectional stuff. And all that's taken from the thing. So var inst is going to be creating it at point X, point Y, the object game layer, object collider type with the target, self.id, which should be the ID of the thing running it. Okay, now actually, if I wanted to, I could even get rid of this and just have an angle variable in there, which is just inverse of whatever angle times b is. Technically, it's the same thing. And actually, this is not bad, because this means that on collision, I could actually spawn an object of the correct size in the location I need, if I want to. That's not the best way to do it. But anyway. So what I'm going to do here now is also, I'm going to add a new thing here, and we're going to get a number and a colliding object. Now, what I'm going to do with that is the colliding object is going to be the paddle in this case. And that's just going to be, whatever I happen to put in. So if I go to the ball, this would be like instance nearest to x, y, object paddle, right? I'm just going to call that a var the pad call. Doesn't really matter. So then I'd run function collider spawn. It's going to be, let's call it 8, and pad call. So pad call is the nearest object paddle. Collider spawning, I'm going to spawn 8 colliders around the ball. Just double check that these things are not visible. Yep, good. Okay. So 8 of those get spawned, and then paddle collision is checked. Paddle collision is going to go here before I start running this bit. And we're going to go instance disable deactivate instance deactivate. Is this really only good for this particular spot? Instance destroy. Really? I can't turn that off? Is there a way to turn off the collision? Collision circle list. List collision ellipse. Collision circle sprite mask. If I could turn off the collision for a second, that's perfect. Okay, you know what? We're gonna just instance disable. You know what? Actually, okay, hold on. So either way, I've got to move that paddle out of the way. So what I'm going to do actually is I am just going to take this. Okay, so let's x is equal to okay, so I just need to move an object. Oh, Problem is, I don't want to move it too far away. I wish I could just disable it for a second. If I move it just... Okay, so if I move it just... Let's say move it far to the left, right? It's going to be minus equal 1,000, say. So it's just going to move way off to the side. Then after all these things are run... it'll move it back into position. At which point, then other stuff will happen. So... maybe I should move this out of here. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Don't add all that stuff in there because I might need to have it on its own. Okay, so right now it's going to create all the blocks around it. It creates all the blocks around it. That's good. Good. All the blocks are created around it. It's got 8 blocks. If I go right here and go pad call.x minus equal 1,000, and afterwards pad call.x plus equal 1,000. So now it moves out, spawns the 8 blocks slurp to the ball, and then it moves it back into position. That theoretically is what should happen. Okay? So theoretically it does that, and then these are only going to spawn I wish I could turn off collision. Can I do that? Completely turn off collision for an object. object set mask. Yeah. Object set mask. What's function? You can set the mask index of a specific object. Means all instances of the object that were created after the mask has been changed will be created with this new mask. Once they're already in the room, may not be affected. Huh. So, okay, I think if I do this, so let's just temporarily store this. Okay, so var temp mask add call dot mask index. Just to make it easier for myself, right? So pad call dot mask index equals -1. Alright, so theoretically that should work. What that does is I'm storing the mask index just, you know, temporarily to make sure I have it. I set the mask index to -1, which is a null mask, which means it should have no collision anymore. Set this to -1 to remove the mask sprite, so default to the mask defines the sprite of the object, and no mask sprite is chosen. -1 if no sprite has been assigned or extended mask for instance of chosen sprite. So I should theoretically be able to change the collision mask for anything using this function at any time I want. That should work, theoretically. So do that. That should turn it off. And actually, I could just set every instance. No, because I don't want to set everything to everything. I could set everything that isn't the ball to -1. But that seems like a waste. Anyway, points is moot. That should do it now. So, anyway, the paddle, mask turned off, no longer colliding. Not a problem anymore. Spawns 8 collider things, schlorp to the ball, temp mask turns back on. Okay, so that's function called, collision contact, target, collision contact, target, object is the current ball. It gets the direction of the object, which is current location, then the target object, so it just gets a point direction and just schlorps directly to it. Move contact all, it just, yeah, that just goes right until it contacts the ball. Good. That should theoretically work. Okay, so doing that, that's part 1. That is the first step that has just been completed, assuming this even works properly. So now, now we have to do distance from spawn to origin. Yeah, okay. Function to spawn object collider around object. Hold on a moment, I got a phone call. Okay. God, where was I? I lost all my thought just now. Okay. Collider spawn is basically set. We've created the collider box, or the collider spawn in a circle around the thing. And those will turn off any... that'll turn off any things around. You know what, actually? You know what? Actually, let's separate this out. We're gonna make this distance. I just had a thought. dist. Hence. What are you talking about? There. Alright, whatever. Okay, so distance is currently calculated out there. Now, what I could actually do here is I could get, I believe, do collision circle. Function is the same as the collision circle function, only instead of just detecting one instance in collision at a time, it will detect multiple instances. Apply the XY position in the center of the circular area to check along with the radius and the object to check for. You can set the check to be precise. I think this is probably fine as it was, honestly. But having distance there means first I have to do more calculations prior to running each of these functions. And second, the main reason I was doing it is like, what if it was just really close to like, what if the paddle was really close to the wall and it was contacting both of those things, right? So my thought was just like, do a circle, use distance, and shut down everything in that area. Okay, anyway, so that that covers that slurps into the thing. Now, after slurping it to it, it turns the mask back on for the pad. You go to here, we have to add an event here. Collision. If it's collided with the paddle. So what I actually wanted to do was I wanted to get all the ones where it's colliding with the No, because I need to figure out how to do it where it's not colliding with the paddle, it gets destroyed. So I guess what I could do is I could go back to here. I can get, so let's get, I could theoretically fold all this into the same thing, couldn't I? could actually fold this all into here. Okay, let's do that. Hyper-compress it. Let's go. So let's call, well, let's just make, just do this. Gliding object, mask index. So that turns it back on. Now, God, it's such a pain. I could just make an array. Okay, let's so 4 R G 0 B plus the number B plus 1. Let's call it, what do I call it? B. Okay. So first off, it'll create an array, which is going to store all my instance information up to number. Then it's going to input all that instance information into that array as it goes up. Then turn on the position mask. So for go var v equals 0, v less than number, v plus equal 1. Okay, so if let's see, collision point, I think it was. collision underscore point, I think it was. No, collision line. Collision line? Is that right? Checks along the line from... Okay, no, that's not it. Oh, I think it's collision point. Collision point. It is. It's collision rectangle. Okay. Yeah, so collision point will check a point for collision of a specific type. So for a variable, blah, blah. So it's collision point. We're going to get call b.x, call b.y. Looking for the, or rather, actually, what do I want? I want colliding objects. Colliding object. Now we got Prec and not me. Check whether the check is based on precise collisions or bounding box in general. Probably want to do true. And then this one is what the calling instance, if relevant, should be excluded. True. Definitely true. Not that it matters, but that's what I want to have happen. Okay. Points. Actually, if not, I think that works. Actually, if it exists, then I need to like store this data somehow. I need to get its x and y values. Let's make a new variable here. We're going to call it var n 0. There we go. If it's true, then probably do this usually as well. So just get rid of those instances as they come up. So that'll go up to 7 and destroy all the instances. So let's say 3 of them are in there. So they'll go 0 is 1, 2, 3. Which would be 0, 1, 2. Yeah, do that. What is this? That's something in the for loop. Okay. Alright, so then we get here. Finally, we get this. We're going to return a variable. Okay, so we're going to get point 0 is equal to 0. Point 1 equal to 0. And that's going to be my 2 things coming out. Turn point. Okay, so point 0. Point 1. Okay, so this is going to be call x, divide by average, call y, divide by average, and I return that array. And that spits out, after all that, the collision point averaged out for the point of contact with whatever we're talking about. Clean. Okay, so let's go through it one more time. You get the variable of the object that you're colliding with, which in this case is going to be the nearest paddle to current location. Then you do collider spawn 8 with the paddle object. 8 blocks are going to spawn in. Collider spawn. Number of colliding objects plus the colliding object that you're determining. Angle is 360 divided by the number. Width is going to be the width of the sprite. I'm just going to actually, just to make absolutely sure this works, absolute, just in case. Just so I don't have any funny nonsense going on there if I did the numbers wrong. Okay, so the bounding box is set. That's the height of the bounding box. That's the width of the bounding box. Distance is the diagonal that bounding box have, which is going to be the outside radius of the bounding box. That basically will just work every time. Okay, so temporary mask is the current mask for the colliding object, which in this case is the closed paddle. Then you have these variables that are just sort of set here, and the point array, which is what I'm going to be returning. Then you have the colliding object, mask index set to -1, which is a null mask, which means it no longer has a collision. For the variable v0 to less the number, which in this case is going to be 8, so it goes 0 to 7, v plus equals 1, create an array for those numbers. Doesn't matter, it'll just clear them out as it goes. For the variable going to 0 to 7, get point x, which is work. create your thing here, which is just creating it at that point. Rather, it's creating it at a point outside of the bounding box at the distance I specified. And it's creating the object collider there. Then, in addition to that, it's creating the target, which is self.id, which is the thing executing the code, which is the ball. So it's going to be drawn to the ball. Colliding object, mask, index, temp mask. Okay. So then it resets the mask for the object back. No longer -1, mask has returned. Now, for those same things going back up the number scale, if the collision point, if there is a collision point, if this is actually a thing, with the colliding object type, which is the paddle. Actually, that's an object, not an instance, isn't it? Does that work? Oh, that actually works perfectly. Object, asset, or instance ID. So it actually does work with the instance ID, which means not a problem. Okay, true. It's going to... What's the first one again? Oh, it does precision. Or rather, it does precise collisions, and it is not going to affect the thing currently running the code, which is the ball. Collision X, it's going to add the X component. Collision Y, it's going to add the Y component. Average adds up and destroys that instance. Otherwise, it just destroys the instance if it's not collided. Then, finally, you take the average of all the X's and all the Y's to get its own point. And actually, I should probably put a floor. Round down. And return the array. That should be good. And now that that is set, we go back to the ball object. All of that is done just so we can do this. So, God. So it would be function. So it would be collision normal, right? So you do collision normal is x1, y1, object, radius, resolution. X1, y1. Actually, I'm going to name this let's call this point. Actually, can I do var? No, it's right. Okay, so point .x, or point, yeah. Point 0, point 1. Rather, let's go C point. C.1, 0, C.1, object, pad call, radius, resolution, those actually are fine as they are. Okay. now we get to do the fun part of checking the math here to make sure it works. But also, let's just disable this real quick and disable that real quick. Okay. Let's see how this goes first. See if this breaks. Broke. Okay, what broke? Unable to find instance for object index 0 in create event for object collider. Error in action number 1 of create event for object collider. Unable to find instance for object index 0. At GML script collision contact. Okay, so the problem is right here. It's unable to find instance for object index 0, which means that part didn't work. It did not create it with the thing I needed. Maybe? Okay, so I have an idea. Also, I have some trees. So the problem basically is this is not applying the information at the time of creation when I need it to, right? So what about if I go to the object collider here? That should theoretically do it. The only problem is this no longer applies to everything now because I have to actually... Anyway, this should theoretically solve the problem, just not correct. Let's see how that goes. Hey! That's good. That's a good sign. I just need to actually do the rest of the thing now. Thing's not crashing though. That's perfect. That's what we like to see. Okay, so anyway, that's this part of it. All right. Okay, so C.0, C.1, pad call are the things being collided with. So what else can I do here? Interesting. Lurk doesn't actually show up on the on-screen chat. I never actually knew that. Okay, what should I do? I suppose what I could actually do is I could... What I could do is I could actually, this would be a good time to learn parenting. I could have the object collider parent object and then create children. I don't have children. Okay, how would I do that? Would I do this and then create group? No, I don't think so. Now that's incredibly clunky and I really don't like it, but I could like create children for it and then have each one of those apply to a specific collider object that should theoretically work, and then just change out which object type it's referring to in each one of those. But that's also a huge pain in the ass, and I really don't want to do that. Like, that is a tremendous pain in the ass. Yeah, anyway, that's something to figure out later. From now, I'm just going to get to function properly, which may also require rewriting the code at some point. Anyway, collision normal calculations. Right, we need to go back this thing again. So, we have variable xx and xy, which are my x and y. We have object all, which is paddle in this case. Radius 4, resolution 1. Cool. And x and y is 0. Object collid is collision circle, xx, yy, rad, ob, true, true. If the collision object collid is not no one. Okay, so this I think is when I was... Is this the normal one, or is this when I was starting to muck around with it? Okay, this was me mucking around with it. Let's try doing this. Okay. So that just straight copied what it was. And that's argument 4. I might as well change those things. I'm gonna get rid of that part. And this part. Right, so currently that's returning a point direction. So that returns a point direction, and then... God. Set direction variable. Set point direction. So this returns a point direction, which is this. That's because it's disabled right now. that's an angle that it's giving me. Oh, that works, but okay. Okay, so I just got a hot tip. Here's what I have to do, right? Going back to this. When you go here, what you actually do is when you have each of your collider objects, you don't have anything here. This goes away. Or rather, take that and create user event 0 and paste it there. And then here, or rather here, you target self.id and you do user event 0, event underscore user 0. Event underscore user 0, like that. So now if we do this, we load up the game. Hey, look at that, and it's actually working. This is actually working properly. Oh my god, it's actually working properly. Wait, no, that's not working properly. That's the wrong collision map. Right, because I turned the collision map back on for that. That's what happened. That's what happened. Anyway, that works. That did it. Hey. So basically, put nothing in the create event, and when I run the width thing here, when I run width, that effectively adds things into the create event for that thing. Sick. Okay. Right, now for this. Do direction equals that. So what's gonna happen when I do this? Get stuck. Okay, so what about direction? Wait, no, that's right, because this is giving me the normal vector, and I forgot I actually had to do an entire separate thing to get the normal vector to work properly with the map. That's totally separate. So this is the actual script I borrowed. And by borrowed, I mean copied from here. Exit code. Right, how do I do this? I think I actually had it in this block, right? Yes. Yes. So it's the reflected vector, or rather the reflected direction, I guess would be more accurate. Basically, I need to get the reflected angle based on the incident angle with respect to the normal. I think I got 360 minus normal minus direction. Is that correct? Okay, let's check. Get angle reflected across normal. Yeah. So, like, the annoying part is all of the math is just like, oh, yeah, it's just the same angle across the normal. What? But that's not helpful in this instance because I'm working on a 360-degree angle thing. I can't just go, right? The normal is always going to be at 0, and it's going to be, why can't I do that? Why can't I do that? Why can't I do that? Yeah, what the fuck am I doing? Why can't I just do that? I was gonna say, I can't just take the normal always be 0 and then reflect everything on the opposite side of that, but I could totally just do that. I could totally just set the normal to 0 and have everything else be relative to that, and then just do the math from there. So it would be... So if normal's north, actually I think that's what I did already. Normal's straight up, set that to 0, so just every angle minus normal. Yeah, so that's gonna be, if it's 90 degrees straight up, coming in at like 130 or something, that'll be a 45-degree angle, minus 90, but if it's coming from the right side, that'll be negative 45. That flips it all the way to the side. Does GameMaker do negative angles properly? Does it like negative angles? It does do negative angles. So negative 45 degrees is in fact just 315. Okay, got that. That makes everything significantly easier. I forgot I'm in control. I can do whatever I want as long as it mathematically works out, because math is funky like that and just does whatever it wants. Okay, so collision normal is, let's call it norma or norm. I feel like I should know somebody named Norm with how much I use it. What's this? Okay, so norm is that. Take norm. What is the incoming collision angle, though? That's a good question. Direction is just a built-in variable, isn't it? Let me see. Direction is what is this actually doing? Okay, what is direction? So in built-in properties, direction is one of those properties can be used to set the direction of movement of the instance when the instance is speed rather than 0. I think direction is current, just based on current clock position, whatnot. It just does the thing. So if I do direction. Yeah, I think it's just that. So I take direction, and I do direction minus norm. Okay, so yeah, that's if it's 135 minus norm, 45, negative 45. So direction is equal to negative direction minus norm. That theoretically should work. Let's find out. It's not. Now the question is why? Because I don't know why it's not working in this instance. Onto it for a second there. Is it going in the wrong? Hold on. Is it? I think it might be... It's definitely going... Okay, hold on. If I change it to 30 frames per second, that might be better. That might make it easier to see. Yeah, I definitely, like, scooped it up just now instead of going down. That's because I forgot to unnormalize it. Still scooping it up. If I just do direction is equal to norm, what happens? What does that look like? Okay, that doesn't slurp it into anywhere. How about if we do negative norm? Curious. I'm gonna try setting it to 120 this room. Anyway, that's bouncing correctly. That is doing what I want it to do, apart from where it sticks to that other one. Which means... Okay, that's working properly still. Now, why is that one getting embedded in? Also, it's hard to look at it at 30. Okay. Alright, so ignoring the... I wonder if that's why. No. So why is it only working on the left side? Why does it only work on the left side when it's colliding instead of the right? That's what I want to know. Why is left working and right isn't? also, let's check this out real quick. I go to, was it master? I think it was master. Let's just double check that this works. Okay, no, that's working not correctly. It's bouncing in a wrong direction. Oh, right, because it's... Wait, that's still not right. It should be bouncing at the normal. It's not bouncing at the normal, it's bouncing at like... What is it bouncing at? I wonder if maybe adding more blocks would do it. 16. Maybe I don't have enough resolution on that. Nope, still not doing it. Right side. Why the right side? Okay, so the only thing I can think of is there's some kind of... It'd probably be something with the paddle. It might be with how the collision mask is set up. Middle center. Oh, that's precise. Dramatic. What on earth would be causing that? I'll see these two. So, instance nearest XY object paddle. Collider spawn. Spawns 8 collider objects. That shouldn't... What's going on with that? Don't understand why it's bouncing off fine there. Like, that part's perfectly fine, and then it gets stuck here. Now, why is it doing that? Let's see something real quick. Let me just see if I can, take a visit. Why not? I'll be able to see what's going on with these things possibly. Set a right click on a line, click toggle breakpoint. Go to here. Where's toggle breakpoint? Let's go into debug mode maybe. Ah, when it's running. Okay, so go back here. I'm gonna add a breakpoint right there. Not working. Why can't I add a breakpoint? Why can't I add a breakpoint? Why can't I add a breakpoint? No, really, why can't I add a breakpoint anymore? I was doing this before. I don't even see the thing here. Why is there no option for that? The option is not even in there. What's currently going on? Okay, so currently... Okay, I'm going to take off the debugger. Hey. Off. So here we got our debugger running. Currently we are at this point, I guess. Sound effect, whatever. X, Y, object paddle is 24, which I guess is correct. Add call is paddle value, which I have actually. Okay, so then it calls in this script, do this whole business. Bounding boxes are evaluated. The distance becomes a number. Maybe distance had to be a whole number? Gliding object was that. Mask index set to -1. Number is 8. fails and moves on to the next one. So it gets point X. Point Y. Times 0, distance is this. Wait. What does length do? Length dir is get the X component of position length pixels from the starting point and direction dir. If you imagine a circle on your instance, then imagine a point anywhere on that circle. To move to that point, we need to move the object so many pixels in that direction. This function can be used with length dir y, because the position at that point on the circle will be used in code by the instance. Oh, I'm dumb. I'm dumb, that's why. I'm stupid. These are relative values. The length dir X and length dir Y are relative values based on nothing. The origin point is set to 0, and then you're supposed to add the origin point of the thing that you're using to get what you need. So the fact that it was even working at all on the left side is a fluke. The fact that it was working to begin with was a total fluke. This should be... That's why. So point X, point Y is like the direction it's pointing in. Right, because they're being created... That's why. So what's actually happening here, these objects, or the creation objects, are actually being created up in the top corner. They're being created like over here. And then being slurped to the sphere over here, which is going to be all on the corner right there. Which is why it's actually not reflecting off of this properly. It is bouncing off like here sort of correctly, but only because it's on that side. So everything over here got slurped onto this side. That means none of them are being contacting this. But the bright side, I do know that saying the mask so -1 works. Or actually even work. No, because no, that should still be working because it's not contacting the wall here at all, which is interesting. Anyway, I know it works now, and that's the important part. So now we go here. We shut this all down because now I know what the problem is. Okay, so going back to here. This has to be self.x plus. And self.y plus. Which gets the balls x and balls y, and adds these values to it, which gets you that object getting created at that point, which is actually in the correct location this time. You get call, which is that thing, which creates, the rest of this should be fine, because this is pulling out the value for the x and the y from the instance itself, which I was creating in the wrong location. So the theoretically should fix it. Let's find out. Okay, bounce, and still stuck. Shit. Okay, well, while we're on the subject, let's see if this works correctly with the other thing now. I'll get to master. Let's see if this rotating around actually works now. Probably won't. We'll see. Still broke. That should have been reflecting up or something. So something I'm doing here is very wrong. So, is that the right location? Self to X, self to Y? I can't actually tell. I have a feeling it probably is. This set to 2006 and run user events. Which runs collision contact script. That might be a problem as well, but we'll figure that out. Collision, sliding object, mask, index. Temp mask, 1, which is not correct. Why is it -1? It shouldn't be -1. Why is that thing's mask index set to -1? what I want to do. That might also be the problem, actually. Question X. So the average is only equal to 5 right now, which means 2 of them were deleted because they were off angle. But why were 2 of them? Or 3 of them, which would have been middle, top left, bottom left. And then why was like... Okay, that's actually correct. It's at a very wonky angle right now, so that's reasonable. You can see the angle it's at. Okay. Right. Floor. That average. Floor that average. And then return. So let's see something right here. Draw event. UE. Value, or we can call it this. Call it index. See what happens when I do this. Why are both of them have a max index of -1? Shouldn't be -1, should it? In which case, that's not the issue. this one if no sprite has been assigned. Weird. Why is it... Okay, let's try something. Let's try something here, right? Given that we're just doing a bunch of shit for just the paddles at the moment, let's see if this works. Collision. Work, but this one did change the max. Yeah, the max index. Max index. I'm gonna also. I'm gonna change that so it's not quite as far over. Called do that. That way it gives me a little bit. Oh. The mask index is being stored properly. Or rather, it is being applied properly. It just doesn't want to do the thing here with the collision for some reason. I don't understand why. Why is it doing that? Get conscious now. It just skated off that one. That one actually just worked. Sort of. Yeah, so what's going on there? Is for whatever reason, it's not changing the direction properly. That should be, this should be pushing it to the left, but it's not. I don't know why. I bet I know why. I don't need this anymore. I think I have a clue why. So if I go to here, I set that to just norm. no. Why are both norm and negative norm working? Why are both of those working? That doesn't make any sense. Negative norm works. And then if I do this, it's also working, which tells me something very wrong is going on in the background that I am not addressing at all. Why is that working? What purpose? Why? What's what? I wonder if I'm misunderstanding how direction works. I'm misunderstanding how direction works. Or better question, why is having direction there doing anything? What is the direction variable? What is this? What is this thing? Is this... So it is an angle. It is, in fact, an angle. So whatever it's doing here, it's not... Whatever it's doing here, it's not giving me the correct value. Should give me 1 degrees, which actually is the same thing, isn't it? Yeah. So it would have been 180 minus? Did that do anything? One. That's it. Actually, another question. Why the fuck is the normal value constantly equal to that? Why is the normal value always equal to 3? Why is it doing that? That's incorrect. Problem is, I don't know if it's a failure on my part with the stuff I wrote or a failure of this script I got. so that is, I think... It'd be hard to tell without actually... I guess I could print that information still. I think it might actually be a problem with the script, the one I got. So if we do this, and Y, X and Y, okay, so... We know for a fact that there's going to be a collision. If there isn't a collision, there's nothing going on. Maybe... I don't know where the failure is at this point, is the problem. Unfortunately, I also can't fucking put in a breakpoint. Oh, it's there. Okay. No, that didn't do it. What? Wait, what? It triggers as 270 for a second? Holy shit, it does. go. Try doing that one. Good. Number is 8. The angle gets calculated out to be 45. Wait, what? Why is that? Hold on a second. It's 63. Why is it 5.5? Why is it? Does that not work? Apparently a function called power. Something new every day. This should probably be healing instead. I can round this one up a little bit. That was the problem. Holy shit, that was the problem? Oh my god, it feels so stupid now. Check this shit out. Go! We did it. We got it. We've got it. Awkward. I don't. That's weird. Why'd that happen? Oh no. That was odd. Anyway, excellent. It works. Oh my god, that took so long to figure out. It was just, it's always the stupidest thing. It's always the dumbest thing. I still need to figure out what's up with this. I might not need to even have that there. Good. Let's see if that works. I think I know what's causing that, actually. I think I know what's causing that. What I think is causing that is actually a lack of, because I'm only using 8 points on this collision, I think that's actually what's doing it. So if I up it to like 32, that should make it so it doesn't get trapped in the paddle. Or it still gets trapped in the paddle. I'm not entirely sure what's causing that problem now. Yeah, I'm really not entirely sure what's causing that issue. What's going on there now? I mean, it was working before, so the annoying part. It's just, it doesn't like the other side. It doesn't like the right side for some reason. It just doesn't like it for whatever reason. It likes the corners on the right side, but it doesn't like the actual right side. He's working better with 8. Yeah, it was working better with 8. So it's still not perfect. Something's still wonky with this. But it's getting there. It's getting there. Alright, well that's... I mean, it's getting there. I've got something to work with now. The question is now I've got to figure out why it's not working right. And also I've got to do this properly. Let's see what happens when I do this. Curious. Weird. It's like it's working. I can see it working, and the main reason it's doing that is because the angle of the paddle is changing 1 degree per frame. which is what's causing that. It's just very strange it's happening. And of course, there's the occasional thing where it just bounces in the wrong direction. Right? I think I should probably just clamp the position of these things. Okay. This is weird. Alright, I think I'm going to leave it there for now. I do have quite a bit of stuff done there, so that's good, but also just... I've really got to finish the fucking, resolution stuff. That's the biggest thing hanging over my head right now. The collision is, like, handy, but I can just turn it off like this. Which is what I'm going to do when I finally get around to implementing it properly. When I finally get around to implementing it properly, I'm just going to have a toggle that says you can swap between this kind of collision or the other kind of collision. And that's all it's going to do. And they'll have different uses. Okay, get rid of the thing with ball. Okay, disable that for the time being. I might need it later. And source control, commit changes. That's a lot of them. Added object collider and collider spawn. Yep, so that's all committed, and I'm going to push this on GitHub. Good. So that's now all pushed out to GitHub, which means this is now versioned up. Woo! So what I'm going to do with that now is that'll let me work on resolution stuff with a clear conscience, as it were, because I don't have to worry about breaking everything and then having to redo everything I just do. So I can just work on the resolution without having to work on that. Assuming I remember to actually work on the resolution stuff, because I may just forget or have no time to do so. It's always up in the air. If I got the resolution stuff fixed, that means I can put out a build after like 3 or 4 weeks. Anyway, that's going to leave that for today. I got something done, at least. I got a lot of the collision nonsense worked out properly. I just am hampered by lack of proper knowledge of how it works and also whatever the fuck is going on, which I still don't know what's wrong with it. That's life. So we'll be working on that probably next week. And tomorrow is Pathfinder, but it's going to be a very short stream because I got to leave town. because Memorial Day weekend and I gotta be elsewhere for the afternoon, which might also cause a issue with Monday. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, that's where I'm gonna leave that for now. As always, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for checking out the game with me. Enjoy the rest of your day, night, evening, afternoon, what have you. I'm gonna see about trying to figure out what I can do with this, because I don't know how to deal with that collision stuff. It's such a mess. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Oh yeah, and always, music is StreamBeats. That's the chiptunes